We all know them, the co-worker who thrives on drama, the one who always seems to stir the pot or create tension in the office. Their words and actions can turn even the simplest day into a minefield of stress and uncertainty. Or maybe it's the family member who always criticizes, never missing a chance to point out your flaws or question your choices, leaving you feeling small at the dinner table. Or the friend who leaves you drained after every interaction, as if your energy is the price of their companionship. These toxic encounters aren't always obvious. Sometimes they're subtle, like a backhanded compliment, a passive-aggressive remark, or a dismissive glance that lingers just a moment too long. You might leave a conversation feeling anxious or guilty, unsure why. The words replay in your mind, and you wonder if you did something wrong. Toxicity clouds your judgment and targets your vulnerabilities, your need for approval, your empathy, your sense of duty. It can make you question your worth and second-guess your instincts. These people make their drama the center of your life, expecting you to absorb their negativity, to be their sounding board, their emotional sponge. The result? Exhaustion, distraction from your own goals, and a cycle of emotional turmoil that can keep you up at night, replaying conversations and worrying about things you can't control. The first step is recognition. See these encounters for what they are and acknowledge their emotional toll. Notice the patterns, the way your mood shifts after certain interactions. This isn't about judging others. It's about protecting your peace, your mental space, and your emotional well-being. Understand the battlefield before you fight the war. Awareness is your first line of defense, your strategy for navigating difficult people. The Stoics knew the world is full of difficult people. They accepted this as a fact of life, not a personal failing. But they also knew the real power lies not with the person causing chaos, but with the one who chooses their response. You can't control others, but you can control your reaction. Recognize the pattern, reclaim your perspective. Each time you notice a toxic dynamic, you take back a little more control. Your peace starts with awareness. The more you see, the more you can protect your energy and move forward with clarity and strength. How do we face toxic people without losing ourselves? The answer: Stoicism. In a world full of negativity and unpredictable behavior, it's easy to get swept up in other people's storms. But what if you could remain steady, no matter what chaos surrounds you? Stoicism isn't about suppressing emotion. It's a practical guide for building resilience and inner peace. It teaches us to acknowledge our feelings but not be ruled by them. Instead, we learn to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. At its core is the concept of the inner citadel, a fortress in your mind unbreachable by outside chaos. This mental stronghold is where your true power lies, untouched by the noise and drama of the world. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's greatest Stoics, often retreated to this citadel. He understood that while he couldn't control the world's turmoil, he could always protect his inner calm and clarity. Stoicism teaches that you can't control others, but you have absolute control over your mind, your perceptions, judgments, and responses. This is the foundation of true freedom. No one can make you feel angry or guilty. Your interpretation is your own. You decide how to process criticism, insults, or negativity. Your peace doesn't depend on others behaving well, it depends on you. When you cultivate this inner strength, you become unshakable, even when others try to disturb your calm. This mindset is both shield and sword, letting you face challenges with courage and grace. It empowers you to act with integrity, even in the face of adversity. With a Stoic mindset, you're no longer a victim of circumstance. You become the author of your own reactions and the master of your emotional world. You become a student of life, learning from every challenge. Each obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen your inner citadel and grow wiser. Build your inner citadel, and toxic people lose their power over you. Their words and actions can no longer shake your foundation. Your mind is your sanctuary. Guard it well, and you'll find peace, strength, and freedom, no matter what the world throws your way. The Stoics' most practical tool is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught, some things are up to us, our thoughts, judgments, choices, actions. Everything else is not. When facing toxic people, we often try to control what isn't ours, their opinions, their behavior, their approval. This is a battle you can never win. The Stoic focuses energy only on what's controllable, their own response. Imagine redirecting all the energy you spend worrying about others into your own actions. You can choose calm, choose not to take things personally, choose to walk away, Draw a mental line on one side, what you can't control. Their anger, criticism, manipulation. On the other, what you can, your breath, thoughts, next action. Pour your attention onto your side. This isn't ignoring the problem. It's focusing your strength where it matters. Reclaim your power by letting go of what isn't yours. That's the first step to peace. Control your response, not the world. When a toxic person provokes you, emotions flare up instantly. Your heart might race, your muscles tense, and your mind fills with defensive thoughts. It's a natural reaction, one that happens before you even realize it. The Stoics called these first movements automatic, involuntary flashes of emotion. They're like sparks that fly when metal strikes metal. Sudden, intense, and often outside your control. But what comes next is your choice. You have the power to decide how you respond, even if you can't control the initial surge. You can fuel the fire, letting anger and frustration take over, or you can pause and let it die out, choosing a calmer path. This pause between stimulus and response is your freedom. It's a brief moment, but it's where your true strength lies. Use conscious breathing. When emotions surge, stop, breathe deeply, and exhale slowly. Repeat this as many times as you need. Each breath creates space for clarity and calm. This interrupts the fight-or-flight response and brings your rational mind back online. You regain control, and your perspective shifts. Create mental distance. See their words as just sounds, not as personal attacks. Imagine their anger as a storm passing by, not something you have to stand in. Their anger is their own struggle, not a reflection of your worth. You are not defined by someone else's outburst, Marcus Aurelius reminded himself. Their anger is theirs, your response is yours. You can always choose dignity and self-control. Shift perspective. Become an observer, not a target. Watch the situation unfold as if you're on the outside looking in. Practice self-awareness. Know your triggers and prepare for them. Reflect on past experiences and notice patterns in your reactions. If certain topics always lead to conflict, choose not to engage. Protect your peace by stepping away when necessary. This isn't avoidance, it's strategic wisdom. You're making a conscious decision to invest your energy where it matters most. You're choosing your battles and refusing to let others dictate your emotional state. This is how you reclaim your power. Master your response and you master the encounter. In every moment, you have the ability to choose calm, clarity, and control. A Stoic is not a doormat. Accept what you can't change in others, but fiercely protect your own time, energy, and virtue. Boundaries aren't walls, they're clear lines about what's acceptable in your presence. First, get clear on what you will and won't tolerate. Write it down if needed, then communicate calmly and firmly. Use I statements, sir. I feel overwhelmed when voices are raised. If it continues, I'll step away. Boundaries aren't ultimatums, they're statements of self-respect. The hardest part, enforce them. If you say you'll leave, leave. It may feel uncomfortable or even guilty at first, but consistency is key. Each time you enforce a boundary, you teach others how to treat you. Your peace is not negotiable. Boundaries are acts of courage and self-respect. Protect your space and you protect your well-being. Stand firm. Your inner peace depends on it. Toxic people wield guilt as a weapon, making you feel responsible for their emotions. They say, if you cared, you would, or accuse you of selfishness when you set boundaries. The Stoics called these impressions attempts to sway your judgment. Remember, you are not responsible for others' feelings. Their emotions are theirs, not yours. When guilt arises, use objective language. I said no to their request. They feel hurt. That's their interpretation. Acknowledge their feelings without accepting blame. I see you're upset, but don't take on their burden. Guilt is often a habit. Break it by practicing self-respect over obligation. Each time you refuse unearned guilt, you reclaim your freedom. The poison only harms you if you accept it. Let go of guilt and you regain your integrity. For the Stoics, the goal isn't just happiness, it's virtue, living with wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. Wisdom, see clearly what's in your control. Justice, be fair to others and yourself, don't allow harm to your well-being. Setting boundaries is an act of justice for yourself. Courage, act on your wisdom even when it's hard. Set boundaries, walk away, endure disapproval. Temperance, maintain self-control, avoid excessive anger, and keep your emotional balance. Focus on acting well, not winning arguments. Virtue is always within your control. In chaos, let virtue be your compass. That's a game you can always win. The Stoic path is a lifelong practice, not a quick fix. You'll have setbacks, anger, guilt, failed boundaries, but the goal is progress, not perfection. Seneca said, "We're not sages, but we move toward wisdom." Start your day preparing for difficult people, as Marcus Aurelius did. Remind yourself their actions can't harm your character. End your day with reflection. Where did you act with virtue? Where can you improve? The world will always have challenges and toxic people. You can't control that, but you can choose your response. Build your inner citadel, a fortress of peace and reason. Live by your values, protect your tranquility. This is true freedom. To choose your response, to live with purpose, regardless of others. Guard your mind and character. They are yours alone. The obstacle is the way. As we wrap up this journey, remember, Stoicism is not a destination, but a continuous path. Each day presents new opportunities to practice resilience, wisdom, and virtue. Embrace the challenges as they come, for they are your teachers. Please like this video and subscribe for more content on mastering your mind and living with integrity. Your support helps us grow and bring you more valuable insights. Thank you for watching. Continue to walk the Stoic path, and may you find strength in your inner citadel, wisdom in your reflections, and peace in your choices. Until next time, stay strong, stay Stoic.